Hello. I thought I'd draw another diagram of some of the training I've been doing in Hooperlevels, and an exercise which I was shown when I first started out. Some people couldn't see the original video that I had shown, so I thought I would recreate it using my little 3D exercise or 3D models. So what you need is 3 barrels or 2 barrels and a gate, and maybe 1, 2 or 3 hoops. And what you're after is, polite terms, setting up perhaps an arrow shape using your barrels in the shape of an arrowhead. Okay, so 4 to 5 meters apart, set in a triangle, and then maybe 1 or 2, or if you've got space, if you're very adventurous, 3 hoops. Again, start at 4 or 5 meters apart. Now, what are you aiming for? What are you looking at doing? The course or the sequence is to be able to go through all these hoops with your dog, round the top barrel, and turn either to the right or left. So let's say, for example, the first part is up there, round the barrel to the dog's right, turn around the outside, so do a wrap or a chick, as it's my clockwise direction, through the middle, out to the other side, and then do a wrap round the corner barrel and then back and down the line through the hoops to finish. Now, I think those of you, might think, oh, right, okay. This is an exercise you can very easily break down so that you can do it with your beginners, you can do it with your experienced people. The experienced people, obviously, can put it all together in one go. And the test here would be, where can they stand to get the ultimate effect? Working this side of the hoops and mirroring their skill by standing on the other side. And how far back can they do that triangle of barrels, but without necessarily being on top of them? You may have to start there, but then you have to work and test yourself to see if you can do it further back. And this is where, obviously, of course, the skill or testing your dog's understanding of their commands is going to be key. And so going back to practicing this exercise every now and again will only help to strengthen it. What it then means is you've got your straight line training with your various handler position starts, up top, in the middle, beside the dog. You've got your directional cues for your barrels. What do you say so that your dog knows the difference between taking a turn and doing an all the way rounder? Do you just say round, round? Or do you say barrel? Do you say something for every, do you use the same command for everything? In which case, how does your dog know what to do when you're not there, but you're standing back here? And what body language do you use? Do you practice stepping forward for when you want your dog to go forward, and teaching yourself to pull back for when you want your dog to come towards you? So that you are not only using your arms, you are using your body. You don't have to have feet of concrete even if you're thinking, oh, but I can only stand in a 2x2 square. Right, you still got enough to step forward and step back, even if you're doing that. So this was the main exercise, and then yesterday or the other day I changed my hoops round a little bit so that they were in a different direction and they were pointing towards one of the barrels on the edge. Now what I was going to do here, okay, and I do have a little video back up, was the dog went through the hoops, round the barrel, and then across, can you see, across the inside of that barrel. Then I went round, out, around, and back through the hoops. And I did it that way, and then I did it in this direction. So my hoops were slightly lined up so that the dog could go round the far side. You notice I didn't put my hoops there so the barrel was straight in the way. I put my hoops so that they were at the side of the barrel, there, round, and instead of going all the way round, in, across the slalom, and back, and then back round, and then follow the line down. So, 2 different ways of working it, because what you can then do is you can use the gate as the middle barrel. Now again, with this I would use the gate. I wouldn't necessarily, I would use the gate, and although I may ask the dog to go round the outside edge, I may still actually set my hoops up so that I can do the slalom, so that I can go there. You can then send your dog round the outside of the gate, okay, and then maybe back in like that so that you can go through the hoops that way. So with the gate, you don't necessarily use it as a wrap so much. It is rather to keep the dog square. Having said that, so as I say, I may get my dog to go in and come inside the gate and maybe act as a figure of 8 through the barrels. You see? Or use my dog and say out, meaning out around the gate before coming back. When you're using the gate, you can also use, let's have a think here now. We were working on this, and so your hoops can be there, your gate can be set up so that if your dog can be drawn towards you, okay, and this is the step back, okay, it's almost a slalom. You could think of it as a slalom. You step back to draw the dog on the inside of the gate. You step forward to tell the dog with your body signals to go out. Don't just trust on your arm signals. Look at using your body, not just waving your arm. Your arm will only go out so far, and your dog may not pick up the arm signals, especially if you hold it high. But what they will see as they're travelling is your body movement, and if your arms are also at your waist height, moving forward and backwards. That is going to be a much more of the dog's vision, whichever size dog you're working, small or large, than if you're trying to just flick your arms and wrists up saying out, 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 and hoping that your dog actually knows what you want it to do. Don't leave anything to chance. Try practicing something and seeing how your dog understands it. And it's a good opportunity when you are training to actually try and do something that you think will be more effective given a bit more practice. So, just to recap, you can have up to 3 hoops. Now again, if you want to be super testy or challenging, spread the hoops out, spread the barrels out wider apart, okay? Put the barrels in less of an arrowhead and almost flat to each other, almost in a straight line. Then see, this is where you will want to see how smoothly your dog can take the turns, because it is about smoothness and well-timed tune commands that this exercise is about. So you don't need a complicated course to set yourself challenges, and you don't need to have an awful lot of equipment to set yourself some challenges, and you can adjust the equipment layout to see how smooth and well-timed you guys are working together as a team. So I hope this video will help those of you on the Hooperlevels course. Keep practicing. I'd like to see other people's efforts. And if you aren't on the Hooperlevels training Facebook group, why not ask to join?